Hello and a very warm welcome back to the garden. In this video I'm going to be planting up a lovely container which will take you through from now in April all the way through into autumn. We all want containers that can be filled with beautiful colour, lovely plants that take you through as long as possible. And what I've been able to do here is a little trip to the garden centre, and I brought back some plants which will tide us over all the way from April, which is now, all the way through into summer and into autumn. So what are my choices? Well, basically the star of the show are going to be these lovely perennial wallflowers. Now this particular one is a low growing one. It grows to a height of around 45 centimetres, so perfect for the front of the border or perfect for containers like I'm going to use. And this one is called Lemon Glow. It's got these beautiful lemon flowers and also this contrasting, almost like creamy white, with these lovely nice buds just before they open. It's highly scented and these flower over quite a long period. So all in all, it's going to be the showstopper for the container. So I have 3 of those, and I also have some interest with some lovely tulips. Now these are not open yet, but the buds are getting ready to open, and this is one called Ballerina, so lovely fiery orange. So I think the orange lovely flowers of the tulips are going to contrast beautifully with the yellow of the wallflower. It's going to be particularly stunning. So these are the 2 flowering plants for the container, but I do also have a lovely contrast plant, a lovely trailing plant, and this is the variegated trailing ivy. And this is just going to trail over the sides of the pot and just give it some extra texture and some extra interest. So the pot I've chosen is one of these lovely tumbler kind of pots. It's terracotta, and I've just started to place some compost in the bottom. So I'm just going to continue to fill it up a little bit more. So I get to a nice level there. And with regards to the actual plants themselves, I'm going to put these in a nice triangle. So each one of these in each corner, if you like. Just going to try and break up some of those nice roots. So a little bit more compost to make sure that it's at a similar height to how it was growing in the container itself before we planted it. So these are just going to go in, like I said, a little bit like a triangle. So about like that. Separate some of those roots out. And already that scent is just absolutely phenomenal. So they're going to go like that, and then around them I'm going to place the tulips. So the tulips come in this pot that I've bought, and there are 6 tulips within it. So what I'm going to do is tip those out very carefully. Then what I'm just going to do is just try and separate them best I can without causing too much problem. There we go. And I'm going to try and plant a couple either side of here. So just like that. Then the last 2 in amongst there like that. And I'm just trying to place them so that they're kind of going more in the centre, because I do need to leave some room for the ivy. So already you can see that lovely effect. So I'll start to put some more compost now to backfill, just to make sure they're nice and steady. you do forget to get some bulbs planted, at least you can get them and not miss out. And these actually cost me a similar price to how much a packet of bulbs would have been in autumn to plant up myself. So really, someone's done all the hard work for me. They've overwintered them, they've got them to a point where they're going to flower, and now I can enjoy them in this lovely container with these lovely wallflowers. So next is the ivy. So this is a lovely trailing variety of ivy, and what the great thing about ivy is it comes, well, this particular one has got multiple plants within the same pot. So I'm just going to split up some of these, because what we can do is just put them as little filler plants just around the edge. Just like that. So I'm just going to put a few around some of these gaps around the edges. A bit more compost in there to fill that in. And these over time will just fill out beautifully and trail down this lovely pot. And then one more in that little space there. So there we go. I can pop that in there. A bit more compost. Get those spaced out nice and evenly. And that is one pot that's going to provide us with lots of colour and interest from now. So it's already flowering. The tulips are yet to flower, so they'll flower within probably the next, maybe up to the next week. They'll start to open. And then what we'll do is we'll be able to enjoy those lovely wallflowers, because these are going to continue flowering all through from now up until probably early autumn. And we can even take cuttings of these to make more plants as well. I do love our wallflowers. So position this in a lovely sunny area, and the wallflowers particularly do need good sunlight. The tulips, also good sunlight. The ivy is one of those plants that grows pretty much anywhere in the darkest of shade. Is fine for that. But with regards to the wallflowers, they will need a sunny position. So I'm probably going to place this on our decking area where we can actually enjoy the scent as we sat out with a cup of tea, with a meal, or with just chatting away. We can enjoy that scent right there up close to it. So all that's left to do now is get this little pot watered. So here we go, lovely watering can ready. Give it a really good soaking. Settle all those lovely plants in place. And don't forget, when you are filling around the pot, don't fill it right to the top, because you do need to leave a little bit of an edge so that when you do water, all that compost doesn't start flowing all over the sides. So leave a couple of inches along the rim. And that's it. That is one beautiful pot ready to be displayed. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you've not already a subscriber. Please drop any comments you have in the comments box below the video. We will see you very, very soon on the next one. In the meantime, please do take care. Enjoy this lovely weather and happy gardening.